It's all about hip hop, but they call it a movement. And it's not for kids. Parental violence content. We've got King Up Rock, Dynasty Rockers, the president worldwide. And we've got Marco from BB Love, CEO worldwide of the Immortal Swift, who's the leader and president of Block Boys crew in the house. Ralphie, tell us how the freestyle music era started and it hit you.
Well, the freestyle music, the beginning, it was more when the electro, like we call electro hip hop, like the Soul Sonic Force and all that. And the 90s is when Niobe, she was the first one to come out with the freestyle song. She had, at that time, the music was changing, the electro, and then people started using some of the beats of the electro beats, and then instead of rapping, they were making songs where people call it how would they call that back in the day? They would call it love, like a person was crying because you always sang to a girl, oh, why you leave me, why you did this to me, I loved you. So people used to say, oh, you're crying, like to the girls and stuff. But Niobe was the first one who really is the one that came out with, because Lisa came out with one, and then Shannon, but it wasn't really considered freestyle. It's more when my Niobe came out, and that's when TKA Trilogy, George Lamont, even Mark Anthony was a freestyle artist when he first came out, and India was part of the TKA. There was five TKAs. There was Tony KL, um, and you had Abby, and then
Yes.
you had India, and you had a guy named Spider. He was a singer too, and then later on, India went single. She did her own thing. Spider did his own thing, and then TKA was just the three guys.
Okay.
Okay, Ralphie, check this out. So can you tell us like what was your first experience after coming out of the B boy? Because we heard you was a B boy too. It's the B boy
Yes,
too, right? Am I
yes,
correct with that? You used
yes.
to break dance, right?
Yeah, it's a break. Yes.
Okay, so wow, so coming out of the up rock, the rock dance era, and going into the B boy era, what was that like in New York and growing up in Brooklyn, man? Like,
Well, in like I said, I'm not too familiar with too much of the history of breaking in the Bronx, but I know that in '79 I went to USA because somebody was telling me, oh, they be rocking at USA. You need to go there in Queens. And I said, oh, I'm going to check it out. So I went with one of the girls that I was teaching, and I saw Dynamic Rockers, the original from Astoria, before Mr. Glide and Spider and those guys. So I told the girl, yo, they started playing Just Begun and all that. I said, yo, get down. And she started getting down. She started burning these dudes. Then I started getting down. And they came up to me. They go, yo, where you from? And I was like, I'm from Bushwick, Brooklyn. And they never saw the rocking style that I did. They did that. They knew that style like in B Street, up and down, just jumping up and down. They never saw jerks and stuff like that. And Ace, who's the founder of Dynamic, and Nelly Nell was like, yo, we want to see if you want to get down with us. And I was like, yeah, but I don't know how to do that thing. You guys do that floor work. I don't do none of that. And they were like, yo, we'll try to teach you. So I used to go out there and I used to learn a little bit. But at the time, I was maybe 16, 17 years old. I was boxing and I was playing baseball. And I was trying to get a baseball scholarship. And it was hard for me to take the train always to go to Astoria. The only time I would go to Astoria is to the pool. We would go to the pool in Astoria to go to the pool. So I met Ace in them, and they started teaching me a little bit breaking. Yeah. So I was breaking and stuff. So um, that's when I call it I couldn't go too much. And then I met Dr. Love from Greenpoint, from Cooper Park, and he told me, yo, I see you get down a little bit. And he goes, yeah, you know, we're down with Mastermind. And I was like, and I met Viejo and I met all the rest of the guys. And they were rocking for like, I think a year or something. Then they decided they wanted to get into breaking. So when they got into breaking, that's when I joined them. Me and my partner, Lucan, we joined them. And I brought Mr. Loose with me because I used to teach Mr. Loose how to pop. And then I had my own chapter in Bushwick of Mastermind. And then from there, I was like the first B-boy in Bushwick. Everybody saw me breaking. They was like, yo, this guy is going crazy. They thought I was on drugs, spinning on my head. You know, but Kid Freeze was my power move teacher. He taught me all the power. You know, I used to practice.
He was going to Brooklyn?
Huh?
He was going to Brooklyn when you met him? How did you meet him? How did you meet Kid?
I met him in USA, and then I used to go to Queensbridge house. And that's how I used to practice in his mother's living room. You know, unless there's a center downstairs where they used to practice, but if they didn't practice at the center, sometimes me and Kid Freeze just practice alone. And he started teaching me power moves. That's how I learned how to do power, because of Kid Freeze. You know, Kid Freeze was the Bruce Lee of breaking. He was the godfather, whatever you want to call him. He was the man of power moves. Windmills,
everything. He was the best?
There was nobody better than him, no.
Wow.
The only one who could compete against him was Chino and Brian from the
serious?
Credit. Yep. So nobody gives Kid Freeze the respect that he deserves. He changed the game. Matter of fact, back in the days when you battle, if I battle you or whatever, we're battling crew versus crew, your crew maybe go down, do a little top rock, and then maybe hit the floats, and then maybe get up and do a freeze. The next guy would do top rock, would do hand glide and do a freeze. But Kid Freeze was the first one to ever do combinations. He was the first one to do top rock, footwork, backspins into windmills, back to backspin, into head spins, back to backspin, into flares, back into he was killing it. He was killing it. He was the first. He would do everybody's moves, the whole crew's move, in one throwdown and burn the whole crew.
Wow. What year was that?
That's like 83, 84. I mean, I met him in 79, but when he got really peak, I think his peak year was 82, 83. That was his peak year. Matter of fact, when he did Style Wars, they took parts out of that movie that he was killing Rocksteady. Henry Chiffon and Martha Cooper admitted that I was there when they said he was on another level. They didn't understand nothing he did. This guy was incredible.
Is there any footage on that? Does anyone have any footage from back then? Footage?
Well, they have footage of it from the Star Wars movie that they did. They have footage that they cut off, and Kid Freeze is trying to get it.
Is Kid Freeze in the those Freshest Kids? Is he in that video? The Freshest Kids?
I'm not sure. No, he's into mambo, goes hip hop to mambo to hip hop. He's into that.
Okay. I haven't seen that video yet.
But the Freshest Kids is a funny story, because nobody's telling the truth about that.
Now, I heard you had something to do with that too. Come on, Rob. What's going on?
There was a guy. His name was Israel. He was from California. He didn't have money, but his mother and his father was like a doctor and lawyer, so they had money. And he came to New York, and he wanted to do a documentary on dancing. So what happened was he met with me, and he saw me rocking. He wanted to he wanted to do a documentary where you go to the library, you can find out about all the New York dances. You know, the electric boogie, the b-boying, which was called breaking back in the days, and then the rocking. You know, And
Yeah.
then from there, what happened was he had a name, some funny name. I didn't like it. So I was like, yo, why are you using this name for a documentary? He goes, no, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good name. I said, listen, let me talk to my boy Eddie from Break to Dawn, because they're called the freshest kids, right? They changed their name from Break to Dawn. So I called Eddie in Florida. I said, yo, Ed, what's up? He goes, yo, what's up? My name was Mr. Nice. As a breaker, I was Mr. Nice. I wasn't King Uprock. King Uprock was a rocking name. My breaking name was Mr. Nice, right?
Okay.
And so I asked him, I said, yo, I'm doing this documentary. It's a free thing for kids, for everybody. You mind, can I use your name, Freshest Kids? I like that name. I always liked that name. And I knew Break to Dawn, practice with them and everything. And he said, yeah, yo, it's cool. Go ahead, use it, because they know how I am. I don't take advantage of nobody. So I
Yeah.
told Israel, yo, the guys from my boy that lives now in Florida, his name is Ed. He said you could use Freshest Kid. And he said, yo, that's a dope name. So a couple of weeks later, I had a party in the loft in Bushwick, and at the time I used to have worked for McDonald Corporation. So I bought boxes of McDonald's quarter pounders, regular hamburgers, chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
And I was doing this party, which I have video clips of some of that stuff. And the next minute I see Legs comes in the loft. And I'm like, man, what's Legs doing here? And then Legs is like, oh, what's up? What's up? Yo, I didn't know breaking was back. And I'm like, yeah, I teach Breaks Crew. I teach Supreme Beans. I work with all these young kids. And he's like, yo, I didn't even know what's going on. I said, yeah, I have a jam called Dollar Jam, right? So he wasn't familiar with what's going on with the scene in New York, because I was the one who really was bringing it back.
And what
And
year was
then,
this back in?
huh?
What year was this?
Break to Dawn came out in the
No,
early.
when you saw Legs. When you saw Legs.
When I saw Legs was it was like 94, 95,
Okay.
around there.
How did you come up with the name Mr. Nice?
Because when I used to break, they used to tell me, yo, man, you're nice, kid. Yo, you're nice. And then I like that name. I call myself Mr. Nice. Because I just didn't have a name at the time. I didn't have really a name. I didn't want to use King Uprock, because Uprock is for King Uprock is for uprocking. And I was going to the car. I didn't know I would call myself Presto, where I used to DJ. I used to write Presto. But then I was like, nah, I don't like that. That's not for that. But when I heard people telling me, yo, you're nice, that's when I said I'm gonna call myself Mr. Nice. And then from there, Israel Legs bought some papers, and he's telling my boy Kick from Touch of Rock and some of the other guys, yo, sign this paper. And they all came up to me and they said, yo, Ralph, what's up with this paper? Why are we signing this paper? And I read the paper, and it was like a permission slip saying that they have the rights to do whatever they want. And I went to Israel and I said, Israel, why is Legs giving all my guys, these guys, old school guys, these rockers and breakers, a paper to sign? I thought this thing was free. It wasn't. I'm not signing no papers. You're not going to take no rights of nothing. So he was like, no, Legs said that he could help me get it out there, and DST and all these guys. I said, listen, if those guys get involved, that means there's money involved. And I'm not going to get jerked, bro, because I don't want to start hurting nobody, bro. And I don't want these guys to go back to jail. They're not going to tolerate this. So you know what? If you're going to do this with Legs, you stay with Legs, and we're out of it. And all the footage, I took it. And I put it in my Rockers Revenge part of, I put some clips of it. I told him, I said, I'm not doing it. Then later on, those guys came out with the Freshest Kids video, and we wasn't in it. But really, it was supposed to be more about rocking, not breaking. Them guys just came in like a vulture, trying to see if they could use our footage to make money, and that was it. And I didn't permit it. I said, nah, you're not using my footage. And he gave me all the footage that was in it with the rest of the guys and Mr. Loose and White Boy Gary and everything. And I took all the footage and I used it for my own self in my own video.
Okay. Question. Did you have the Dollar Jam already going on before you were
It was
while you
I
were
had the jam going
breakdancing?
on at St. Barbara's, but it wasn't Dollar Jam yet.
Oh, so you already doing things with sort of like DJing and stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
Like you already doing parties?
Well, we would do like couple jams with matter of fact, there's footage of it where break how you call it like me and then I met Richie came out of the Marines and then he got involved and then he started doing stuff. Then I did something with Charlie Uprock. We had a practice there. Then we had like jams once every 3 or 4 months. But once I got out of St. Barbara's and I went to IS 93, it's when I started doing Dollar Jams monthly. It was every month, you know. So
Yeah.
that's how that came out.
So the first time you did that, that's when you met Crazy Legs, or you met him way before that?
I met Crazy Legs way before that, back in the '80s and stuff. But when
No. I mean in the second era when breaking came back.
that was my first, no, the first time, yeah, I think that was the first time I saw him. And then I saw him at the Rock Steady. They did like a reunion type of thing in the West Side, and that's when I went out there with Kid Freeze and I called Legs out and everything, and I started up rocking and I met Bobito, and then Bobito and all of us, we started dancing there was a club that they had like an after party, and I bought some of the up rockers, and we started burning all these dudes because we were like, yo, when it comes to up rock, Bushwick is it, bro. Like I got guys from all different crews, and we went out there and we battled, you know, because we was like,
Yeah.
this is our thing. This is a Brooklyn thing. We're not letting nobody. We're tired of the Bronx or anybody else claiming the dance and belongs to us. We were the best, you know. So I got different guys from different crews to unite it, and then I had a thing called Up Rock United Brooklyn Rockers. That was my thing. I did. I came out with a shirt called United. I still have the shirt somewhere. It's called United Brooklyn Rockers. So I want to unite all the Brooklyn Rockers from all Brooklyn, so we can battle all the people from Queens, Bronx, and Manhattan, and show them that we're number one.
And that was in the early 90s, right?
Yeah, and that was going through the mid 90s when I was putting that together. Because I started looking for guys, and I kept finding guys, and I found Clarky, I found Little Dave, I found Danny Boy, I found Little Edwin from Dynasty, and I found White Boy Gary. I found Buzz, I found Duz, I found all these dudes. I found them all. I even found Papo 774. Later on in the 90s, I had told him to be part of, because I was doing my DVD, Rockers Revenge. And he did a little clip. And when I told him what I was doing, and I was teaching kids and I'm taking it worldwide, he thought I was bugging out, like I was on some type of drug, you know? And he didn't want to be part of it. He's like, oh, if I can't get paid, I don't want to do nothing. He used to work for Ice-T Mystic truck, you know, like a truck Ice-T. It was called Mystic Ice-T. It was a company. And that's where I saw him. And then we did the interview in Knickerbocker Park. And then he refused to be part of it, and then I never bothered him again. So I just kept looking for older guys, and that's how, you know, in all my videos you see all these dudes there because of me. Manny from Dynasty, all these dudes, I found them all. Diana, everybody. Tiny was Tiny. I met Tiny at there was a jam at the, how you call it? There was a club. It was like in a train. It was used to be like a train station. Man, I just went blank on the club, but there was a contest, and it was a breaking contest. Tiny went in there, started trying to, because, you know, he first started doing was that rave, you know.
Oh yeah.
And he was a raver. And then I said, yo, the first round he got in, he beat the guy who was breaking because the guy didn't know how to break. But we gave him that round. But the next time, after that, I told him, went up to him and said, yo, you know, this is a breaking thing. It's not really a popping. You look like you want to do popping. This is not a popping contest. This is a breaking contest. So if you, in the next couple rounds, you've danced against a b-boy, he's good, he's going to take you out. I don't want you to think that we're trying to be biased, but this is a breaking contest, not a popping contest. And he said, no, 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 I just want to get down. And I saw how ambitious he wanted to get down, just show love. I was like, yo, I like this kid, you know. And the next round he got down, he lost. We took him out. And later on, we started talking. I said, yo, where you live at? He said, I live in Ridgewood. I said, Ridgewood? I said, that's near Bushwick. And I said, I got a practice there. He goes, yeah. And I said, yeah, won't you come? And then from there, we've been together like over 20 something, 30 years almost, or more. You know,
Wow.
and I started teaching him how to pop, and Mr. Luce was my popper when I was a mastermind, and he showed him a lot too. He showed him a lot to Tiny, you know, but then Tiny got so good, you know, he went on his own, like he did his own thing, you know.
Good.
So then later on in the 90s, you know, we kept meeting people from different countries. And then I met Rob Nasty. He came to New York because a lot of these guys, I met them through the Rocksteady jams. When Rocksteady had an anniversary, they would come. So us rockers would go there to battle. And we would tear up the floor. And kids from all over different countries would be like, yo, where you guys from? We like that. Say, yo, we're Dynasty. This is a guy from Touch Rock. This guy from Little Dave. And then we started just, you know, introducing them to the dance, how we rocked. And that's how I met, you know, even Bandit, Wacko, all these dudes from the West Coast. Cole Chris was, you know, he's Dynasty. Foots was, you know, Dynasty, but Foots is not Dynasty anymore.
Moon Cricket.
Moon Cricket, same thing. Me, matter of fact, when I met Moon Cricket has a video that he was a big documentary he was putting together, you know, the B-Boy Connection, right? And I guess he went to Fable and he asked all these legs and all these people, and they were like, yo, who are you trying to make money? They didn't, you know, but he was just trying to put a real filmer. He's a good filmer, I have to tell you. And I met him and I said, yo, I could get you Kid Freeze, I could get you Chino Bryan, I could get you Fast Break, I could get you K1, I could get you all these dudes. And he's like, yo, you know all these dudes? I said, yeah, I know all these dudes. I'm from the era. And that's how in the documentary, he got all these dudes, Kid Freeze and all of us. Lucky Stripes, rest in peace. He got everybody. And then he got the Rebels in there. I have parts of the documentary of what he did. I still have copies of it. And then later on, he just kept going. And, you know, as the years go by, he kept interviewing like Style Elements and all these other guys, you know what I'm saying? But in the beginning of it, like Demons of the Mind from LA, they're the original pop and locking crew. You know, there's so many poppers, old school guys, you know, from before the Boogaloos, I think. And he had all those guys in there. So it was, I mean, it's a great documentary if it comes out, but I think he just doesn't have the funding for the music, you know, because some of the music, he wants to use the original music and you have to get clearance to use that music in your film, but he doesn't have a budget for it, you know. But Frosty's in there. There's a lot of guys. Take One is in there from Rocksteady. It's, you know, like I said, I have all those guys in that film. I have a copy of it, you know.
Wow.
So I know when people come to my house, I show them. They're like, yo, that's got to be put out. That would be a great documentary movie. And I'm like, yeah, well, we're waiting for Moon Cricket to get funding for it, you know, because I'm like the co-producer of that film, you know.
Did you take anyone overseas or go overseas?
Who, in other countries?
Yeah.
Well, he went to other countries. He's interviewed a lot of different people from different countries. I didn't go with him. He did that he went on his own. I helped him with the New York scene part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything else he did.
Let's go back a notch. When you first started breakdancing, you would say you went to the USA in Queens, and that's where you saw it happening, and that's where you got into it through Dynamic, through Ace, right?
Through Ace, yeah, Ace, Nelly Nell, Bebop,
okay.
Yeah, Dennis.
So, did you come up with your own crew after that? Did you start, or did you get down with a crew?
No, what I did was I got down with them from Astoria, and then then after a while I just couldn't go to their practice. It was too far for me, you know. It wasn't like now I have a car, I could just go and practice. You know, like I said, I had to take the train. I had to take like 3 or 4 trains to get to Astoria. You know,
Is that when you met Is that when you met Kim from Dynamic Dolls?
Kim, no, I met her later. When I met,
Oh,
I
okay.
met her when I met Gly and them.
Okay. Okay.
That's how I knew her. My boy Richie Rock, who knew her very well, and his partner Pablo, they knew her very well, and that's how I met her.
Richie Rock is in Puerto Rico?
Yeah, from Puerto Rico. Yeah, he lives in Puerto Rico now.
He lives in Puerto Rico now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now I also heard that you went to Puerto Rico and was b-boying in PR. What's this about?
Well, I went when I was supposed to be in B Street, right? Because what happened was Dynamic Breakers, not Rockers, Dynamic Breakers won the contest, right?
Okay.
And they almost was looking at Harry Belafonte was looking at New York Incredible Breakers, right? For the film, for the battle scene. That was supposed to be the original battle scene. Dynamic Breakers versus Incredible. So I don't know, through management and all that, I don't know what happened with Incredible, but I know that like myself and there was other people in the Dynamic Breakers, we were under a union called SAG, in the Screen Acting Guild. And Harry Belafonte didn't use none of us guys that were under SAG. So they wanted me to do an extra, like just dance and not get paid for it. But in the big breakdance contest, which you could see it, we did 3rd place with Uptown Express. Uptown Express was these guys from New Jersey. They were lockers, right? And they would dress like really, they dressed together like a suit. And they used to one guy have a cane. He had like a little thing and it pops into a cane, and he did some locking, and they were good. Their routine was good. They were lockers. But my crew at the time, we went as Mastermind, right? Because I was the leader of Mastermind in Bushwick. I had me and my partner Eddie, my other boy, his name was Juan, and then I had the other 2 guys who were poppers, was Kid Wiggles and his partner Jay. And Jay and his partner Kid Wiggles, they tied for 2nd place with the 2 little kids that were in there, that because they battled even after that. After the contest, they battled in the ciphers. Kid Wiggles tore it up. Kid Wiggles was the man. Before I even know who Mr. Wiggles was, I gave Kid Wiggles his name. I taught Kid Wiggles. I'm the one who taught him, because I used to pop too. I know how to pop from a guy from that came from California that showed me popping. But over here we called it Electric Boogaloo. Electric Boogie. We didn't call it Electric Boogie.
Yeah.
We call it Electric Boogie. So that's what I learned how to do, Electric Boogie. That's what I learned it from. And from there, they picked Uptown Express because they had a uniform, and they did the little tricks with the cane, whatever. And we didn't get picked, so we got picked for extras, but they didn't want to pay me. So I had a guy who was trying to be my manager. Some want to send you to Puerto Rico to the Bicocho show. It's a guy, he's like a famous, like a famous TV show, Bicocho. Yeah. And I went out there and I was like, man, I'll get to meet my grandfather, which I never met my grandfather all those years. I was like 20 something years old. I was 20, 21 years old. And I went all the way to Puerto Rico and I met my grandfather for the first time. I didn't have to spend money, to eat or nothing, because I met my other aunts that I never met. My father never.
What part of Puerto Rico? Was this a culture shock to you? Was this something?
Yeah, it was culture, because my grandmother, of course, I knew my grandmother, but my grandfather and my grandmother wasn't together. But my grandmother lived in Luquillo. My aunt lived in Luquillo. She lived in Atorrey, and my grandfather lived in Rio Piedra. Okay. So then my cousin, who was out there, he was in almost next to San Juan. It was part of next to San Juan, and I stood with him for a while. And we went to this well, they call it the plaza. The plaza is like where everybody hangs out and everybody goes shopping. It's like a mall. They call it the plaza, right?
That's a very famous place, the plaza.
Yeah. And my cousins, I was there from New York. He told everybody, yo, you gotta see my cousin. Yo, he gets down, he's a breaker. So everybody in that town that break was like waiting to see me. But there was this one guy who used to travel to New York from the Bronx back, and he thought, I mean, he was good, but he thought he was the fresh. He was telling everybody that he was the best in the world, whatever. And at first I said, the guy named Kid Freeze, and they was like, no, that's not Kid Freeze. He's this and this and that. So I went to the plaza and I wanted to get down. My cousin goes, no, he holds me, goes, not yet. Watch him, let him get down, whatever. He gets down. Then my cousin goes, okay, get him. And I went down, and when I did windmills to headspin, yo, they said the windmill. They didn't have windmills yet over there. They didn't do no windmills. So I did windmills to headspin, came back down. Then I started popping. Then I started locking. Then I started up rocking. When I did up rocking, those guys was like, "What's that?" And they loved the up rocking. They'd never seen it before. Never seen up rocking.
Wow.
And I told them I was from Bushwick. I was from Brooklyn. And then I had bought records with me because I knew I had to do some shows for Bicocho. So I knew those people was going to have the song. So I had to I brought like a bag of records. So they had a party, and my cousin goes, yo, they're having a party. You want to DJ? And I'm like, yeah, I DJ. So I started DJing. And when I started DJing, I started scratching, and back spinning and good time. Started doing all these things. They thought I was Grandmaster Flash. I'm like, nah, I ain't no Grandmaster Flash. That's not my name. I said, my DJ name is Mr. Mott, DJ Mott, master on the turntables.
Oh, snap.
Because I had a different name for DJing. Either I played disco, I was DJ Casanova. And I play hip hop, I was DJ Mott, master on the turntable. That was my hip hop DJ name.
Right.
And then I was part of Sounds of Dynasty. So when I went out there and they started to meet me, I started teaching them. And I started teaching them all the routines and how to do this, how to do windmills. Because I was there like for a month, but I got homesick like for a week. I wanted to come back home because I didn't like it. No train. My cousin used to tell me, oh, we got to hitchhike to go to the next place. And my grandfather used to tell me, don't hitchhike because sometimes they'll rob you. Mm-hmm. And I had no gun, no knife, no nothing. I told my cousin, yo, you got a gun? He was like, nah, I ain't got no gun. I'm like, yo, I'm not going to, Grandpa said not to go hitchhike. I'm not hitchhiking. So my grandfather would take me to the next, take me somewhere and then pick me up. He would do me the favor, Yeah. So that was my little experience in Puerto Rico. And then next time I went with my son, and he was real young, and he met my first son, But I only stood like a week or two, and that was it. I left. I went like a vacation. But, Puerto Rico was cool at the time. But, I mean, when I went over there, all the women was like, you from New York? Oh, man, they were trying to hit on me like left and right, man. I couldn't believe
the hip hop scene there like? Was hip hop culture? Did you already see it there? Did you see graffiti? Did you see tags?
They had graffiti. They had some guys, like I said, they had guys from New York who was going to Puerto Rico back and forth. That's how I got to battle that guy from. I don't know his name, but I battled him and I burned him. And when I burned him, he was like, "Yo, where you from?" I'm like, from Brooklyn. He goes, "Oh, I'm from the Bronx." I'm like, yeah, you told everybody you're the best. You're not the best. Kid Freeze is the best. What are you talking about? He goes, oh, you know Kid Freeze? I said, yo, I used to be down with Dynamic. I was down with these guys. I know Chino, Brian. I know Float. I know. And when I knew all the knowledge, he kind of like, yo, wow, I didn't know who you knew. And he backed off. But then after that, I was the man there because I could do all the styles of dance. I even showed them how to loft. I showed them what the Weber was. They didn't even know what Weber was. Nothing about the Weber. I didn't know I couldn't hustle because nobody knew how to hustle there, Those people just decide some merengue, but they didn't dance disco, Because they had somebody that could dance disco, I would have did the hustle, but they didn't know how to hustle.
Were there any good DJs there that were spinning music from up north?
Well, they were just getting music, like whatever came out, guys go to New York, they would pick up some records and bring it back to Puerto Rico. It wasn't like you lived in New York like me. I've been a record collector all my life, and I had all the records, Like they would just go and buy, because records back maybe to them was a little expensive, but whatever. There were some DJs that try to get mixtapes. If they had, people sell tapes and bring it back to Puerto Rico and sell mixtapes, That's how they got to know the music. But they were more into like the let the music play, you know, rocking on rocking on rock, Hasha, and those they wasn't into like the old Yellow Sunshine, Listen to Me, none of that stuff. They were into the 80s songs, 80s hip hop, you know, Planet Patrol and all that stuff.
Let the music play.
Yeah, even like Trans Uric Express, stuff like that, you know, E.T., the song E.T. is a popping song. So they danced to a lot of different stuff, but they didn't know like the real funk and soul stuff. They wasn't into that. They was just into that 80s stuff, 80 break beats.
Pac-Man.
Yeah, Pac-Man, all that, yeah.
Yeah. Did they have Buffalo Gals?
Buffalo Gals, yes, they did.
They did. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. They had basically everything that was commercial and out.
Yeah.
They had.
After Beat Street came out, that's what they knew. You know?
Did you ever go to like some big battles?
They don't know anything about the early 70s or nothing. No.
Did you get to witness some females breakdancing too over there or no?
No females, mostly dudes. You know?
And you remember who you taught?
Huh?
You remember who you taught?
Right now, no, but I got pictures. I got the pictures of the crew I taught. Like my cousin passed away last year from COVID. Right?
And may rest in peace.
Yeah, so I mean,
R.I.P.
If I show you pictures and I go back to Puerto Rico, I mean, this you're talking about in the 80s, you know. I don't know if half of these people are still alive, whatever, but I have pictures of the crew, you know, doing moves, and I'm showing them how to do moves and stuff. I started teaching them since I was over there for a month. I started teaching them how to do certain things, and I took pictures with them, you know. That's why I say I'm glad I got pictures, man, because these pictures, a lot of time people, you know, might say, "Oh, he's a liar." I got proof, brother. I got all the proof I need.
Those are receipts, man.
That's why when people come here and I show them, they're like, "Yo, I think I'm gonna be here for a month." All these things you got here, flyers, everything I have. You know, I don't need to lie. Richie Rock used to go to Puerto Rico too. He was very big in Puerto Rico back in the 80s, and he did Hershey commercial, and he did
Ace says he went out there too. Ace claims he went out there too.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys from New York that went out there. There was a lot of guys, you know. A lot of you're Puerto Rican, you have family, you went to Puerto Rico, you were like a celebrity over there. You know?
Okay. All right. So when you were b-boying, when you were breakdancing throughout the 80s in New York, you were basically doing it more in Queens or Brooklyn, or you were traveling all over now?
No, we went to the Bronx. We went everywhere. I remember one time we went to
Mastermind or Mastermind Rockers.
Well, Mastermind Rockers was the name of it. But right when I was with Dynamic for the little bit time that was down with Dynamic that was learning, we went to the Ritz, and I remember they have 4 floors, and the Ritz was called, I think it's called Wetlands now. I think it's called Wetlands. Not Wetlands. It's called it's another name. It's another name they called, but before it was called the Ritz. That's how they had the
Manhattan, right?
Yes, in Manhattan on 11th Street. On 11th Street, on right there on 11th, right next to, I think it's Park or 3rd Avenue.
Yeah.
And that's when they had that song, "Doing It to the Ritz." That song that came out in the 80s, like a punk song. That was because of the Ritz. And Bambaataa, I think, was DJing one day, and I met Fable there, and I saw Crazy Legs and some other dudes from Rocksteady. And then me and my partner, Lou Camp, we were going to the different, because every floor played different music. So we heard the break beats they were playing upstairs. So we went upstairs, and then these white dudes, I guess they were tourist guys. They didn't know how to break. You could tell. They was like, "Oh, breakdancing." They tried to like make believe they were doing something, and Rocksteady went to battle them. Legs and his boys try to battle them, and me and my partner, we standing there like this, like looking at them, and we're like, "Yo, them guys don't dance us," and we started battling them. We put it on them. And my partner could do windmills pretty good too, and he had good floats. He had good floats. I had good hand glides. I had elbow spins. I had my head spins, and I started battling and started tearing them niggas up, boy. Legs knows.
Did you have any females down with you? Any B-girls?
That time I had B girls, but they didn't come with me to the Ritz. You know,
Okay.
I had my cousin, she danced with me. A couple of my girl cousins I started teaching. Then I had girls from the neighborhood that I taught. You know what I'm saying? But they wasn't really serious into it. They wasn't like Kim. Kim was phenomenal. Kim was phenomenal.
She has footage too.
She was
Yeah.
she was good. You know, like I said, there's other girls. I mean, Peach is a good popper. I know Peaches doesn't break. I seen her pop and lock and stuff like that. And you know, there was other girls that were really pretty good. You know, and I know there's always a conflict between people. Don't say this, say that. I don't want to. I just give everybody love, man. Listen, if I remember you, I saw you, I give you a love. That's all. I'm not here to say you were better than this one or this one was better than you. I remember you dancing, and that's what I remember. Like people don't know Shakalak. You know, people's like Shakalak. Who's that? I'm like, yo, he's one of the first lockers in New York, and he lives in Brooklyn, but he's not from L.A. He learned how to lock from those guys, but he's the first. Realism, that was the name of his crew. Realism, they were the first poppers. They had poppers and lockers.
They were
They
from
wasn't
Brooklyn.
they wasn't breakers or no rockers at all.
And they were from Brooklyn.
Yeah, they're from Brooklyn. Shakalak is still, I mean, he's still my homie. You know, we still talk, we hang out. You know, that's how long I know Shakalak. But I learned how to lock. I learned how to lock from Lockatron John. That's who I learned how to lock from. You know, I met Lockatron John first. Then I found out Shakalak. And I remember seeing Shakalak, but I didn't know him. I thought maybe he was from the Bronx or something. And then later on, when I got to talk to him, I said, yo, I remember you did a show here and we did a thing here. And he said, yeah, but I'm from Brooklyn. I'm like, Brooklyn? And he said, yeah. And then he's more like from like Bronxville side, that side, going that downtown Brooklyn side. You know? But the first person I learned how to lock from was Lockatron John.
Okay, so how long was that breaking era? How long did it last? How long were you doing that?
Breaking lasts to I think 88, 89. Then it died out. And then that's when the 93 I started bringing it back because I started teaching my son because I was doing block parties. I was still DJing for the block party and I would still get down and I was still breaking. And my son, him and his friends from the block, they was like, "Oh, your father could still dance," and like, "Yeah, can you tell us to teach us?" So then my son said, "Daddy, you know, Wiggy and all the little kids, you know, my friend's son, nephews wanted to learn." So I said, "Okay, I'll teach them." So in my basement, which they live on the same block, I gave them the name, the Hancock Breakers. That's what I call them. And then I started teaching them. And then I bumped into Breaks Crew, and they wanted to learn, and that's how I got to teach Breaks Crew. Then Break School was on our wings, you know.
Did you guys ever break against New York City Breakers, Rocksteady, any of those crews out there?
Well, I went to was it Roxy's one time, and I saw Kid Nice, and I said, "Yo," because I didn't know he was Kid Nice. I heard that he said his name was Mr. Nice, and I went up to him. I said, "Yo, you Mr. Nice? That's my name. We're gonna have to battle for the name." And he goes, "No, I'm Kid Nice." I said, "You Kid Nice?" I said, "Oh, okay, all right then, no problem." We didn't battle, but he said he was Mr. Nice. We would have had to battle that night. That's how it was back in the day. Somebody had your name, you had to battle right there. Change your name.
Were there a lot of breaking crews in Brooklyn?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch. There was a whole bunch. Coney Island had a whole bunch. Bay Ridge had some. It was
Can you
everywhere.
give us some names?
Well, you have Break to Dawn, right? And then some of the guys when Chiba Rock. Now Chiba Rock used to be part of Dynamic, right? At one time.
Yeah.
Then he went to Rhode Island. He made Furious Rockers. He came back to Coney Island, and some of the guys who Break to Dawn became Furious Rockers. That's why they separated. Some guys left Break to Dawn to become Furious. But then you had Powerful, a black guy named Moreno. His name is Powerful. He's from Brooklyn. I forget what's his name, what's the name of his crew, but he was like a top b-boy in Brooklyn.
Okay.
He was another guy. There was a lot of crews. I mean, there was some of the names I got to meet people like just now that they dance, but there was a lot of contests that we went to, Mastermind from Bushwick, and we won a whole bunch of contests in Brooklyn. We went to a lot of Brooklyn contests and we won. I remember with Break to Dawn, because anybody knows this, everybody from Break to Dawn knows this, the truth, that they had a problem once with Mastermind. And they brought and one of the Mastermind guy, one of the Break to Dawn guys was looking for Mastermind. So they came to Knickerbocker Park and we were all practicing, right? And the guy comes to me, goes, "Yo, you Mastermind?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" He goes, "Yo, which one of you guys jumped my nephew?" I said, "Jump your nephew? Who's your nephew?" He goes, "This is my nephew right here." So I told his nephew, "Point out who jumped you." And he looked around. He goes, "None of you guys." I go, "Well, we didn't jump him. I don't even know who this kid is. I don't know. I didn't know. I wouldn't jump him anyway. I know you guys." And he goes, "Nah, these guys." He said, "Somebody jumped my nephew and it's a Mastermind." I said, "Wait a minute. You talking about Mastermind Cooper Park? You got to walk like 2 miles down there, down Knickerbocker. That's the other Mastermind. We're the Mastermind from Bushwick." So then that's when I really met Break to Dawn for the first time. I saw them in Coney Island, but we got to really meet. And then what happened was the Rebels, of course, was hanging around Knickerbocker Park, and they saw them with their colors, Break to Dawn. They thought it was a gang. They thought they were gonna have a rumble with us, and they surround Knickerbocker Park, and they were ready to put it on Break to Dawn, shoot them. And then I spoke to Ed, and I'm like, "Yo, Ed, these guys all here. They must think you're a gang. They're gonna jump you. Let me go and talk to Apache." So I went to talk to Apache. I said, "Yo, Apache, what's going on?" He goes, "Yo, who's those dudes? They're looking for Rumble. We're not letting them get out of the park." I said, "No. We were just talking. I invited them. They're my boys. They're from Coney Island, but they're my boys. They're with me." And he goes, "Oh, you know them?" I go, Yeah, I know them." He goes, "Oh, okay." And they left. And Break to Dawn was like, "Yo, thanks a lot, bro. Thanks a lot." And I said, "Yo, man, since you guys are down here and, you want to, I like you guys. I don't live too far. Come to my house." And we went to my basement and we started practicing there with my guys. And then every time we went to Coney Island, they always showed us love. That's how I got to Break to Dawn and Mastermind from Bushwick. We got along. They didn't get along with the Mastermind from Cooper Park.
Okay.
Even Circuit Breakers from Queens, I got down with Circuit Breakers. I helped them, and then my partner, who was my breaking partner, he left Circuit Breakers to become part of Mastermind with Bushwick.
Okay.
Like I said, there's a lot of crews. Nice and Nasty. Nice and Nasty was before Dynamic from Dynamic in Jamaica, like Spider, Airborne, Spider, and my partner Navidad were Nice and Nasty before they became Dynamic.
Okay.
See, nobody talks about the crews like that. In East New York, they had breaking crews too. I remember Chino O'Brien was teaching a lot of those guys out there. Because Chino O'Brien, they have family that live in East New York.
What were the top breaking crews in Brooklyn, you would say?
Well, the top ones really, well, you had Music Lovers, you had Love Disco Style, you had some of the guys, they had a Scrambling Feet in Williamsburg that was part of the original Scrambling Feet from the Lower East Side. I don't know. We battle a lot of these guys, but a lot of these guys, they didn't battle the Masterminds from Cooper Park or Bushwick. To me, I think we were much better than the one from Cooper Park. We were way better.
What about the Furious Rock?
Well, Furious Rockers, like I said, that's Chiba Rock's crew. And in the beginning, Ringo wasn't part of Furious Rockers. When Chiba Rock got locked up for something, and he came back out, that's when Ringo came in the picture, because he didn't know Ringo. He don't know Ringo like that.
So you knew this man way before
Yeah.
You knew Chiba Rock a long time ago.
When I knew Ringo in 84, 85, when I battled him at the Oasis, and I beat him in a contest. And I beat Spin too. That's when he dislocated his knee in the contest. And back then, Ringo didn't like Mastermind. He did not like Mastermind. He was against Mastermind. I think he was in some Lofton crew. He was not original Mastermind. I'm not trying to diss him, but the truth had to be said. He wasn't Mastermind. When I was there, he was not there.
So what? There was a Mastermind crew, and then there was Mastermind Rockers, or
no, Mastermind crew is in the
Breakers?
Bronx. Mastermind crew is in the Bronx. But Mastermind Rockers, the original from Cooper Park, I was part of that division. And then I just made my own chapter in Bushwick.
You got permission to do it, right?
Yeah, Viejo gave me the name of the crew.
Okay.
Viejo's the founder of Mastermind. He's the cousin of Rick 183rd. That's his cousin. They had a Mastermind in the Bronx, and then they had Mastermind in Rockers. Because the crews in the Bronx is called the Crew. In Brooklyn, in over there in Williamsburg, it was called Mastermind Rockers. We had Rafaela, Original Man. Original Man took over Viejo, and then he was a 5%er. And then he left, and then Viejo came back, and Viejo told me to take the name and keep the name.
Viejo was from Brooklyn or the Bronx?
Viejo's from Brooklyn, from Queens, from Ridgewood.
Oh.
His cousin's from the Bronx. His cousin's the original Mastermind from the Bronx.
Okay, you witnessing everything, growing up in New York, being in almost every borough. You were like a nomad. You were everywhere. Who would you say, or what crew? Now, be honest, was like top dog crew when it came to like breakdancing? They were just it. To you, they were the best. Who would you say?
Credible Breakers.
Because you're pretty good at judging. That's why I asked.
Credible Breakers.
You would say Incredible Breakers were the best.
Phenomenal. Unbeatable.
Better than Dynamic.
Better.
Wow.
One guy Incredible could take a whole Rocksteady crew.
Oh.
Wow.
Y'all got a lot of history in New York, man. I swear, man. Y'all got so much history. I thought I knew it all, man. I met B-boys from all over, man, but they didn't tell me nothing like what you telling me.
You got to remember, Float learned power from Kid Freeze, but learned footwork from Fast Break. He became a monster.
Fast Break? The one that's in Jacksonville, right? It's in Jacksonville.
Yep.
Yeah, wow.
Wow.
It's a humble brother, man. That's a cool dude right there.
That guy has a lot of history. He could tell you history left and right. And he would tell you the truth. The same thing. He would say, I taught Flo footwork, and Kid Freeze taught him power, and he became phenomenal.
You taught Flo?
Huh?
You taught Flo?
He taught Flo footwork. Kid Freeze taught Flo power.
Oh, okay. Rest in peace, Flo. Never met him, but heard so much about him.
You have Nasty Naz. They had a guy named Nasty Naz and Awesome Paul from Incredible. And then you had Sammy, Chino, Brian, and Eddie, But yeah. I'm telling you right now, Incredible was they ran the fun house, bro. Chino and Brian, you dance against Chino and Brian together, you could be a whole crew. It could be 20 of you guys. You're gonna lose. Those two guys was like Pac-Man, eating everybody up. The only one that I know that would beat them is Kid Freeze.
Wow.
But like I said, Kid Freeze was one time dancing with New York City Breakers, and then what happened was when I left, the time that I was, I left Mastermind a little bit. I left Dynamic, right? And then I was trying to get in. I got into Mastermind. Then I was I left Mastermind. Then I came back. My boy Richie Rock, which the one we were talking about, he was a junior Dynamic, right? But then we became Body Mechanics, and then my boy Nelson Cruz, who sings in the freestyle group called Fast Forward, when we did the audition for Beat Street, and Chino and Brian went to Israel. They went on a tour. And then Israel brought me, Pablo, Richie, Spy, and some of the other guys, and he wanted to put us together, and we became Incredible Body Mechanics, IBM. That's how IBM. Ask anybody about IBM, they'll say, "Oh
I
yes,
heard
Incredible
Incredible
Body."
Bomb Masters, but they
Yeah,
were graffiti writers.
yeah, it became
Incredible Bomb.
IBM. Then Chino Bryan came back, and Float was like, "Yo, we got these dudes from Body Mechanics," and Chino Bryan was like, "Yo, but who's these dudes?" And then he got mad with Nelson, who was the manager, because it's like Nelson was taking over the crew instead of asking Chino and Bryan. Chino Bryan didn't have a problem with us. He just didn't like that how Nelson tried to put another crew together, and we became IBM. So then we stood like that for a while, and then Incredible just went back to themselves, just Incredible Breakers. You know, but by that time breaking was just dying out. It was on its way out. Nobody was doing it. It was too much politics. People were stealing money from each other. You know, guys were leaving crews and joining another crew. There was like no loyalty. Everybody would join a crew just to get into a movie or whatever.
Who would you say invented freestyle music, man? For me, you know what freestyle music was, bro? It was a part of disco, bro. Disco, freestyle came out of disco music, bro. It just evolved, bro.
It
You know
just
what I mean?
it did come like a little bit out of disco, but it came out with more of a hip hop flavor. It switched up. You know, if you listen to the song Little Susie, right? She has that song. She's using Planet Rock, the beat of Planet Rock. You know, the one says take me in your arms." Yeah, that song. You hear the beat. It's from Planet Rock.
Yeah. Yes, it is. It is.
Now, what happened was my boy. Well, he's my brother-in-law. He's my brother-in-law, but he passed away last year. It's CNR from Trilogy, and when he first went to the Navy, he came out of the Navy, and he wanted to get into the freestyle. So, that's how he came out with Red Hot, the song Red Hot. You know, and they had Trilogy, and I was there helping them with the group. But then I made my own group, 2x2, and we had a song called "Why Did You Lie." Next time I get a chance, I'll play it for you. I found it. I'll play it for you.
Okay, cool. Do that. Or let Juski play it on the set.
Yeah, I'll give it to him to play it.
Oh yeah, I heard you're gonna start DJing with him too. But you're gonna let you do a set.
Yeah.
In the headquarters mix show, he's gonna let you do a rock session there. That's
now
cool.
The guy who really started who was pushing freestyle was Eddie Rivera from IRDC, and then it became Record Pool Business Center, and his partner was Chris Ross, who is like a brother to me, you know. And me and Chris, we did a magazine called Metro DJ News together. We interviewed DJs and put them in a magazine. I have all my stuff. Like I said, I have everything I'm talking about.
Okay, so I don't know if this is real or not, but are you coming out with your own podcast channel anytime soon, or are you going to do it? Or
I want to try it and see how
it
works.
Let the people know, man.
I really want to do it where I can do some interviews, but I want to do more showing the music, some records that people never saw. Like I got so many records, man. I could show you. And then you'll say, "Man, I never seen that record before." Like, you know, like
I seen some of it on the video, man. It's phenomenal, bro. You right there with Bismarck, Beatman, and all these other cats, bro. Trust me, you got a lot of records.
You see this record right here?
I know, my man.
Look at this record. Look at this record. I got it sealed.
Into the Dragon, yeah.
Oh my God.
And it has Bruce Lee on it. It's a record. Then
that's a collectible, bro.
Then I have this
big money.
See, I have records like this. I know people don't get from different countries. This is from like Russia and all different countries. Breakout, and I got this one. It's in a Russian. It's a Russian folk, and I made it into a hip hop. Wow. I put a hip hop beat over it.
Wow.
It says over here, if you read it, it says Russian folk singers.
Yeah.
So I got records from all different countries, man. All different countries, bro.
Wow.
I produce my own music, you know.
You should actually come out with your own channel, spinning records, but spinning vinyl.
See, like over
You
here,
would
look,
surprise the world.
I got Sister Sledge. I just got some
I
records
got
up
that.
here because I got records all over my house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This will be a freestyle record. This is Cynthia and Johnny O.
Cynthia Dunn. Yup.
You
Yup.
know,
Yeah.
here's a TKA song. And a
Yup.
lot of people never heard this version. I got it.
Which one is that's not louder than love, is it? Which one is
No,
that?
this one right here is for give
Come get my love.
give it up on you, and I won't give it up. A lot of people never heard this version. I have it.
Give it up on you. Me neither.
I have this one on Next. I have records here, like I said. I got stuff here like phenomenal. I even got this record. It's a disco record. It has 112. Look, it has it has like over 112 songs on here. It's like four. I got all these records here. I got records, like I said. I got records. I'm just pulling records from here right now because I'm in my other room. But I go to the basement or upstairs or to my garage. Man, I got records you never seen before, man. I'm telling you.
I would love to have your collection.
I tell you right now, I play people like, yo, where you get those records from? You know?
Yeah.
Can you take us down to the basement?
To the basement?
Yeah.
We can walk down there. Matter of fact, I'll show you. This is my friend made me this. You see it?
Yeah. Story of Bruce Lee.
Then over here, I have stuff up here with Bruce Lee, all my Bruce Lee stuff, and I have a Bruce Lee museum downstairs. And then because I don't know the camera if I can switch it, but I'll show you this.
Yeah, just turn the camera and hit the dial with the lens.
Let me see something. Oh no. No, this is this.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah.
Are they original, those ones, or
Yeah, see?
You got some stuff, man.
Up here I got more stuff. I'll show you something down here.
You cats in Brooklyn collect stuff, I tell you, man. If it ain't the Bushwick twins or you, I'm telling you, man, you guys collect stuff, bro. You guys collect stuff.
See, I have like stuff here. I got all 45 records. See, I got all my equipment down here, power amps. I'm gonna put this other light over here because I'm fixing up my basement. Let me put the light on. I'll show you something real good too that you can see. Because now, since I'm down here,
You did graph too, Ralph? Right, Ralphie?
Yeah.
You did
Look
graph.
what I got.
You used to write.
Look, I got a mannequin with Bruce Lee on it.
Bruce Lee,
Bruce Lee
man.
suit.
Oh God.
And then I got this Bruce Lee. Hold up. I got Bruce Lee over here. See, of Enter the Dragon. I got all the Enter the Dragon guys. Fist of Fury,
Hey.
The Death. I got Bruce Lee books. I got all these Bruce Lee books. Then I have all these are records. See, look, records. Bruce Lee records, all records. All this whole basement is full of 45, all 45s. I got like 6,000 45s, bro. Equipment, all this
6,000?
Huh?
6,000.
You could also spin 45s?
Yeah. Huh? What happened?
I said you could also spin 45s?
Yeah. Look, and I got this. All my records are here. I got Bruce Lee books all here. All Bruce Lee books from all different countries, bro.
Man.
I got stuff here. Look, I even got stuff. It's It's a card like a postcard of Game of Death. It's original.
Yeah.
See, and then I even have Bruce Lee on a dollar bill.
Oh my God.
Actually, everything of Bruce Lee records. I got DJ equipment. All I was fixing down here. Like I said, I got mixers, all kind of mixers, all Bruce Lee stuff.
How did you get your
Lunchbox.
hands on that?
I got everything, bro. Look, the original talking before that record. Dun, 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 dun. This is the original copy from Japan.
Yeah, Kraftwerk.
See? Yeah, work.
Yeah, you got to press your
I
lens.
have this over here, the Bambaataa with James Brown, you know. This. Then I have Rare Earth. I have everything, bro. I got everything down here, bro. Once I'm cleaning down here, I'm doing more shelves, and I'm gonna have everything hooked up. And then you come down here, you're gonna see the museum. You know?
Yeah, that'd be great.
I got all boxing. I got boxing stuff, my boxing equipment down here, and everything. I got power amps. I mean, everything, bro. I got stuff, man. People don't even when they come here, they're like, "Holy sweat! What's this? This is a real museum, bro." I got knives. I got chucks. I got everything. Original chucks, original weapons from different countries. Everything. Swords. Oh, my swords. Forget about it. I have this thing here. I'll show you quick.
Yeah, my brother Swift collect swords. You got a little sword collection. Mortal sword.
See, I have this thing. I have this thing right here, right? Swords. It's like a big thing of swords. All kinds of swords, man. You know, I got everything you need for equipment, whatever, records, merengue, bachata, whatever. I got stuff here you never seen in your life.
You're blowing David Bruce's mind away. Ice is like, damn, I thought I had it.
And I'll show you this. I'll show you a quick. I'm gonna show you.
I'm gonna
show you a quick. Wait, hold up a minute. Let me just put this here like this. I'm gonna show you something quick. Look at this. You see me now? Look. These are like tape decks. Over 300 tape decks of what I used to do back in the days. Damn. All my music. I have all my music here. Look. I have tons of shit, bro.
Do you know you could upload that music and put it on YouTube, bro? And you'll get views?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Man,
like I said, I got everything in this drawer. Closet. I got everything. Pictures. You name it, I got it. Look, I told you, man, this is all my setup here, bro. I got everything. All these bags, everything full of collector's item stuff.
Hey.
That's why when people talk, I'm like, what? Come to my house. I'll show you. They come to my house. They're like, yo. I'm like, yo, listen to this. You ever seen this record? They're like, no, I never seen this record. I say, you see? I don't lie. That's why people now, they like believe. They go, yo, man, you tell the truth, bro. I don't know what to tell you, man. I say, you got to stop listening to people. They never been to my house. And if they've been to my house, they know what I got.
You got a lot of breakbeat records too?
Oh, forget about it. I got stuff that people come and ask me, what's the name of that? And they want a copy of it. I don't give them a copy.
Hey.
I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you, I wish you was here in New York. You'll be like, when
I go visit you, trust me, I'm making that stop to that basement. I want to see all that shit, though. I want to see, excuse my French. I want to see all of that, bro.
Now, now you know that. You remember I told you, right, that I was in.
I will film it too.
Huh? Oh, you can film it all you want. I don't care. That's not. I don't really care about that.
I think me and David Bruce should be there at the same time. We both be there at the same time.
Now listen to this. I used to box in this gym called, right, in Broadway Myrtle, right, and my boy, his father owned it. And I told his father, yo, there's a picture that I want on that wall. He said, I said, I want that picture right there. Right. So he says, he says to me, oh, you want that picture? You got to spawn one of my pro fighters. Because I was I was an amateur fighter. If you could beat him, I'll give it to you. Yo, the second round, I hit that guy with a body shot. I put him down, and I got this picture right here. Let me go like this. It's Joe Louis feeding a hot dog to Roberto Duran. Feeding a hot dog to Roberto Duran. Original picture.
Wow,
Yeah.
Roberto Duran.
That is a classic, kid.
That's a real picture.
Okay.
Real picture. Yeah, I'm telling you. I told you. You come to my basement. I'll show you surprise, bro.
That is a classic. Chacho Wing.
Listen, man, I got so much stuff. I don't know what to tell you, but I got stuff, and I'm cleaning up here. When I put everything nice and neat, you're gonna be like, oh, I got turntables from the beginning. You're gonna be like, yo,
You're
man.
gonna kill it if you come out with your own session and spinning records, bro. Spinning vinyl, bro. I know you are.
I know. I told you, 8,000 records. This is all here. I got the garage. Then upstairs in my house, I have like a big space full of records, and then my boy's basement, I got records that I have to go and pick up because I can't fit all the records.
You know a lot of DJs too, right? A lot of DJs personally. You know a lot of DJs.
Yeah. I taught, like I said, I taught Tony Touch, Evil D. I taught those dudes, bro. They know the deal, bro. They need to stop faking the funk, bro, and show them and give me the love, bro. It was me. I'm
nice.
the one.
I like
listen, when Tony Touch started doing tapes, like mixtapes, I had a machine that does four tapes at 4 to 6 tapes at one time, right? I sold him that machine. Ask him, he'll tell you right in front of my face. Oh yeah, he did sell me that machine. I sold stuff to people. They needed this, they needed that. I have so much of it. I had so much of it, bro. You know what? I'm gonna show you this right here. This is another collector's item that I'm gonna show you. You're gonna bug out. These are like I got these in posters, right? But these are the mini posters of Bruce Lee. Like I have this one. Oh, I don't want to lose you. I got this one of Bruce Lee.
Yeah, that's a good pose.
You see?
Nice.
And I'll show you this now. I got this thing I haven't opened. This thing right here is a bag. It's a Bruce Lee bag. I got a Bruce bag. I got a couple of Bruce Lee bags. But this right here is one of my biggest items that you're ever gonna see. Look at this. Look at this. Wait, let me get back here. Look.
The Everlast bags?
No, right here. This Bruce Lee thing here. It's a Bruce Lee's it's an action figure, but it's like maybe 2 feet long. You see it?
The big boss.
Yeah, I have that. Like I said, I have more stuff of Bruce Lee. I got you know the guy from Enter the Dragon hand? You remember Hans with the hand that I show you with the hand?
Yeah.
This is, look, I got it. Look, I bought a real one. This is a real blade. It's called the skeleton blade. It's brand new. I haven't opened it yet. You put your hand in it, and it's like the guy who sliced Bruce Lee in the face. I got the hand.
The claw. It's the claw.
Yeah, I bought it.
Oh man!
And then if you go upstairs to my other room, I got Bruce Lee, all the clothes of Bruce Lee, like shirts, sweaters, everything.
What?
Nobody got what I got, bro. I'm telling you right now. I got stuff here that I'm looking at that I'm like, man, I can't even reach it right now because, like I said, I'm working on different things. But I got everything up in here, dude. People can hate on me all they want, bro. I don't care. Like I said, I don't really worry about it. I tell the truth, bro. You don't like it, don't believe me, man. You know? But I got
think what it is like, you know, you got some cats that, man, when they lose a battle in dancing, bro, you're like the enemy for life. You know, you're the E-White for life, bro. So they'll hate on you forever, you know, but in order to be the greatest, bro, you got to be able to lose too, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to give that love and credibility to those that deserve it, even those that beat you. You know what I'm saying? But you got some cats that go around everywhere saying they the best and nobody ever took them out. But it's a small world. World gets word gets around sooner or later, bro. Word gets around sooner or later.
Listen,
You know what I mean?
every boxing champion and martial arts champion has a decade. They're good for a certain time, and when the time comes, they lose whatever. And that happens to me. You know what that means? Hey, a guy, some young kid out there, or the Russians put hard work, practice time to take me out. They take me out. It's not something to be upset about, because
No, it still doesn't take away of who you are, bro.
yeah,
You're
because
60, bro.
I done stuff for 50 years. A lot of these guys could be whatever. They ain't gonna be there for 50 years. You know,
Yeah.
That's it.
I did 50 years. I thank God every time, because listen, I'm alive, man, because of God. You know what I'm saying? And like I
That's
said,
serious, man. That's serious.
I got stuff here that my passion is always the boxing and martial arts. And I'm a Bruce Lee fan. And when people come here and they say a Bruce Lee fan, I show them stuff. They're like, oh, shoot. They don't know what to say anymore. They're like, all right, you got me. You got me. You got me. Like I said, I got a bag. I put it over here. I got stuff that I took to my Dollar Jam that I put up. Some of the stuff, I didn't even put that much. And I got bags here full of Bruce Lee stuff that everybody's asking me, where did you get that from? And I tell people, I said, oh, I can't. I'm a collector's item. I told you, I go and I buy it. You know, I got stuff here. Like I said, if you come here, you'll be like, oh, sweat. Yo, we're going to take a month to look at all this stuff. Old sneakers. Listen, I could show you right now. And I'm hooking it up for, for people and stuff. I'll show you this right now. Let me give you a quick preview of what I'm talking about.
Building itself.
I got original Pumas from back in the days. Look.
The Pumas, yeah,
Oh,
that's it.
yeah, the suede jammies.
And I
Sky
got these.
blue jammies.
And I got these. Look. I'm gonna bless somebody with these. Look.
Wow.
I got the Pro Kids.
Those are nice. Yeah, the 69.
And this color, look, nobody got this color.
No, I never seen those.
This color. See?
I never seen those.
I got sneakers here. Like, forget about it, bro. I'm a sneaker collector. I love sneakers, bro. That's one thing about me. I love sneakers. Hold on, women. Let me pick up these sneakers over here. Because I got sneakers. I'm blessed. Now, let me see if you remember know what this is. Look.
Those are the Kung Fu shoes, bro.
Yeah,
I had a pair.
Yeah, I had a Kung Fu.
They're like slippers and shit. You feel the ground when you walk with those.
Now, these right here, let me show you these.
We used to rock those with the khakis, the white socks, man.
Listen, everybody wants to buy these sneakers right here. Look. With the gray. It's the black silver with black. It's the Puma. And it has the serial number.
And it has the yellow, the original, the yellow.
Yeah, but the yellow is because it's it used to be white. But I never wear it. It's brand new. And it has a serial number on the tongue. Over here on the tongue.
Damn, that's a collectible.
Over here, it has a number on the tongue. On the tongue over here. Let me show you. Wait. On the tongue here, it has a. Let me go this way. It's this way. Let me go like this.
Did you rock Fila?
I rock Filas, but I have collector's items like a Pumas, Adidas, because those are the sneakers everybody wanted, you know.
Yeah.
And like I said, I got all kinds of Adidas. I got all kinds of Pumas. I got all kinds of stuff. Like these sneakers right here. They're Adidas.
Hey.
They're Adidas. Then I got Reeboks. Reeboks, I have a whole bunch. These right here, these sneakers right here, Adidas. Look. These Adidas.
Nice.
Like I got all kinds of sneakers, bro. Boots, combat boots from back in the days with the steel toe. I got all kinds of sneakers, bro. I got the Jeezys by the what's that guy's name? The one that was married to the Kardashians.
Who?
What's his name? The guy who he's a rapper. The one's married to Kardashian. He's not married to her no more.
Oh,
Kanye West. Kanye West.
Yeah,
yes.
Conway West. Yeah.
I got his sneakers. It's
Kanye.
$500.
Hey,
I have a pair. You know. But like I said, brother, I got stuff down here, still in packages, books, videos, DVDs. I got VCRs. I got boxes and boxes of VCRs. Boxes of VCR. I got pro amps on VCR. Everything original, all original stuff.
man, bro, you could do a yard sale and shit. Wow.
Yeah, but that's why I try to tell you, man. I got so much stuff that, you know, when I tell people, they're like, oh, that nigga be lying. Nigga. I'd be like, yo, just come to my house then. Messy. You know? This light should have been brighter. There we go. It's brighter now.
Did you ever go to
Like I
any
said, I
hip
got
hop
all
concerts?
kinds- Huh?
Did you get to go to the to see Run DMC at the Garden when they were out there in the early '80s, mid '80s? Did you get
I
to go
didn't
to
the
that concert?
Garden. You know what? The Garden I went to. I went to the
Beastie Boys?
Garden with I went there to that because we took pictures for the Metro DJ News. I don't know where my magazines are at. I could show you some of them, but I have them put away, you know. And like the other day, I have boxing cards, like baseball cards, original, and I have graffiti cards, graffiti cards. I think I have it upstairs. Let me. I gotta it upstairs. It's upstairs. It's in my other bag.
Football,
Because I have
baseball,
I have so much
basketball,
stuff down
hockey.
here, you know. And I showed
Cards.
people, they're like, holy sweat, I've never even seen this before. I said, I know you haven't seen this. I got it. I got pictures and everything, man.
Yeah.
Stuff, man. I got a Sugar Ray. I got a Sugar Ray Leonard doll. Sugar Ray Leonard. You know? I got boxing things. I got everything, bro. I got stuff, man, like stuff you wouldn't even believe, bro. You know? You'd be like, man, this nigga got everything, bro. I got all my karate belts and everything. I got tools, you name it. I got weapons. I got a lot of stuff, bro. I just, you know, I just like to show people. They're like, wow, man, you got all this. I don't know how you move all this. I said, I move it when I move it. I gotta get a whole truck just for my stuff. You know?
Hey.
Yeah, and like I said, man, there's always I got so much stuff, man, put away that I know it's collector's item. And I go to different countries. I look for Bruce Lee. I look for this. I look for that. You know?
Yeah. Collectibles.
I got.
They don't know the meaning of it, bro. They don't know the value.
Yeah, I got like 6. I got like wow, man. I don't know, maybe thousands and thousands of pictures of all the Dollar Jams and all the stuff I did, and when I was young and I was doing this, I found them all. You know, but 45s and records, I got tons of it, bro. Tons of it.
Damn.
I like vinyl. I got the vinyls. I got more, but I got a lot of 45s, bro.
Okay. Going back to the freestyle era, what could you tell us about the freestyle era? Since you were a freestyle dancer too, right? The freestyle era. You know, with Cover Girls and TKA and Noel.
Yeah, I have all that. Like I said, I can't get to it because I have all these stuff. I put everything on one side because I'm trying to clean one side because I'm trying to make the shelves. But I got every freestyle record you think you can name. I got a freestyle record. I know if I play it, you'll be like, damn, I haven't heard that one for so long. Nobody plays that one. I have them. I used to be part of the record pool. So I used to get all the records for free.
Okay.
You know?
Wow.
But this is history. This is like, I wish I could show you like really like a nice camera and put it up nice when I want to do it. And then when you get to see everything, you'll be like, damn, this guy got a lot of shit. We're gonna be here all night. We can be here for months. But that's me. This is my passion, bro. I must spend millions of dollars on all these things here.
Man.
Especially all my equipment. I got equipment in my school. I got records in my school. I'm hooking up Denny from Colombia. I'm hooking him up with records, like three big bags of records
Wow.
of classic, original, old stuff, like phenomenal stuff.
hmm
I'm selling him my turntables. I got extra turntables. I got all kinds of turntables. I'm selling him a nice pair of 1210s.
Yeah, that's coming up soon. You're going to Colombia, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna play music over there. And I know when I play music, them guys gonna be they hear me with the 45, they're gonna be like,
Oh,
wow.
they're gonna record you.
They're gonna be like, I never heard of that song in my life.
They're going to record you.
And I'm meeting all the top DJs over there. They want to meet me. I speak to them on right now. Like the other day, Denny was talking with them, and we were talking. And they was like, "Yo," I was telling them, I let them hear some music. They was like, "Yo, I never heard of that. What's that?" I'm like, "Oh, Papa, when I come there, I don't know what you guys gonna. I'm gonna tear your mind apart because I know you haven't heard. You haven't heard.
You gotta go live. Tiny's going with you, right?
Yeah, Tiny and Mighty Mike.
Yeah, Mighty Mike. One of those got to record you guys live, man.
Yeah.
So we could all see it.
Yeah, my records here. Those are my babies. Like I said, you need something, I could pull it out. I know where every record's at. But this is what happens when you have a record collector.
And you got all that music downloaded too, right?
Well, not all of it. It's gonna take me about a year to download everything before I get rid of them. But
well, like the main ones that everyone heard, like when everybody went to the clubs or house parties and stuff like that, DJ parties. Those main records you have, right? You have downloaded that music,
yeah.
uploaded it.
So like one time, when I get a chance, I'll put some stuff on. I want to get another turntable with some stuff, and people can listen on when I have my podcast, so they can hear certain records I know they never heard before, house, imports, all these things like that. So I want to educate people.
Let him have the last word, the last shout out. Marco.
I want to ask Brock another question real quick. What's going on with the rock dance community right now? Because I get on, I'm on Facebook
No,
in and out,
lost the voice. Can't hear him. Lost the voice.
Not for long. But I've been seeing stuff, man, disturbing stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on, bro? Can everybody just unite, man? Like, what's going on with the rock culture, man?
No, can't hear him. Can't hear him, bro.
Oh, he got off?
He's there, but we can't hear him.
Yeah, he froze. He froze. There he is. Did you hear the question, Rock? He's having.
Can't hear you.
Rock, we can't hear you. We lost him.
He's got to jump out, come back in.
Hang up and come back in. Hang up and come back in. Hang up and then come back in. We can't hear you. Rock, I think when he was going down the stairs, he moved something, and it
He only has to go out and come back in, but he doesn't know what to do.
I know I'm trying to tell him, hang up, Ralphie, hang up, hang up, hang up, and come back in. Hang up and come back in. There you go. You heard me.
No, I just kicked him off because he wasn't listening. But just give him the last word and a shout out, and we'll call it quits.
Okay,
All right?
once he gets
Same
back
for
in.
you. If he doesn't come back in, you just do a shout out. Do a shout out now.
All right, I want to give a shout out to everyone that's listening to this right now, that's going to listen to this video. I'll name some crews. You know what I'm saying? I want to give a shout out to my crew. You know, the crew I belong to, the Block Boys Worldwide, Block Boys Crew Worldwide. All the brothers, the ones that are down from us from Connecticut all the way down to Florida, to Jamaica, Sydney, Alabama, over there, and all the brothers everywhere, man. All the brothers everywhere. Over here in Lambayeque, Northern Peru, you know what I mean? All the brothers that are down with us, the TBB, TPG, Fahrenheit, you know what I mean? 75 Fahrenheit, Zulu Nation, you know, Peacemakers, Dollar Bill, you know, Pat Robertson, you know, my man Flasher, everybody, man. So many names to name, you know what I'm saying? Too many names. Mikey Icy over there in the West Coast, you know, Andrew Wagon, you know, Abby over there in Florida, Tampa now. Big shout out to Abby, his brother Bats. I don't know exactly where Bats is at. Quan, his name is K something. Rock over there, that's in the Bronx. What's his name? I forget people's names. Richie Rock, Puerto Rico, you know, Ace, everybody, man, everybody, bro. You know, so many to name. My man, Jack Star, New York City Ball Riders, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, bro. I want to give a shout out to everybody out there that's in the rock dance community. You guys need to get it together, man. You guys need it together, especially New York. You guys are the one that invented this stuff. And if there's controversy in between yous, Brooklyn, especially Brooklyn and all that, you guys don't get it right. Country like where I'm at, Peru, like where I'm from, and other countries in South America are going to lose interest in this dance and do their own thing. Because right now, we have a lot of respect for New York. But there's so much different controversies about who started this, that, and the fifth. It's messing up everybody's mind. It's making certain individuals look like liars, lionaires, like Rock says, lionaires. It's just going to destroy everything, bro. You were there, you were there. If you wasn't, you wasn't. I got into it 78, 79, 80, 81, 82. I was ghost. I don't lie about my history. It wasn't for that long. That's why I don't brag about it. But when I was dancing out there, I was good. And I'm from Hartford, Connecticut. I was very, very, very good at what I did. You know what I'm saying? But I followed the flow. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't stay with it forever. Like a lot of cats claim they did 20 years and 30 years. Not me, yo. No, bro. I followed the flow. I went from the up rock with the outlawing into the breakdancing, but I really didn't breakdance. I did more. I was a top rocker. From a top rocker, I went into the freestyle era, the loft. From the loft era, I went into the house music, deep house. I even got into raving a little bit. Got into that little era. But yeah, I was also in the disco, the hustle, the salsa, which was way before the rap, you know what I mean, and so forth and so forth. And there was also a funk movement in Hartford, Connecticut, where we just danced pure funk music with funk steps, funky funk steps that were out at the time. The people were doing, cats were doing this. it's hard to explain, man. I know every city got their own history and every city did their own thing, but that's why I'm not really out here interviewing myself. It was very short. You know what I mean? But I followed. I never gave up on hip hop. I even collected records too
Okay.
from Boy, Grandmaster Flash, and all that too. So I want to give a shout out to everyone that did the same thing I did. And if you're still following hip hop, which is a culture movement, more power to you, man. More power to you. You know what I'm saying? And if you feel that you got a story or something, hit up my man right there, David Bruce, Ice Pick. You know what I mean? Partners in Crime, BB Love, Block Boys Crew. Hit up Ice Pick in Australia, Signy. And we'll interview you, man. We don't hold back on nothing. We want the shit raw. We don't, oh, well, I can't mention this dude's name. Nah, man, then it ain't real hip hop. It ain't real if you can't mention names. If you can't mention stuff, you gotta hold stuff back, then you front. You front. If you're gonna get into this, be real with it. Like Rock, I tell Rock, I don't care who's your enemy or whatever, bro. Yo, if he was better than you, mention it. If he was good, mention it. Otherwise, you're not telling the story. You're not telling the story. You're telling your own story, the way you want to tell it. You know, you lost, you lost. You won, you won. They were better, they were better. Big deal. It's not the end of the world, man. It's not. You know? There's a lot of cats that got into something and then got out of it and then thought, crazy, you gonna do that again, bro? Está loco. I know there was many like that because I tried to do something and everybody thought I was crazy, especially here in Peru, in the northern part of it. I gave up. But some cats went through the same thing I went through, but say they didn't give up. The cards are gonna be pulled sooner or later, and you're gonna look like a fool, man. Best to always tell the truth, especially females. Females love the men, love the b-boys, so they witnessed who was down, who was this, and who was that. So you can lie to us brothers, but them females won't lie. Them females will say, yeah, he was always getting down, he was nice. Females don't lie. So Rock, once again, my question is, get back over there, Thor, please. Thor, I didn't call you. Please, Thor, come on. Oh man, my dog over here. He wants to be in the camera. Well, anyway, Rock, right before we got cut off, I was like, what's going on with the rock community? I know you got your own rock dance group page. I get on it. I'm in and out. I don't like the drama with a comma. So I just put my little 2 cents here and there, and that's that, and I just fall back. You know what I'm saying? So tell me, what's going on right now, bro?
I don't know, just, you know, it's like always, people in the b-boy scene, popping scene, they don't want to keep anything original. They just want to change stuff, water it down. And, you know, like me, I see people trying to rock and they don't know how to rock. I don't make comments, but I'm not going to support it because, you know, a lot of people are hating, you know. The dance community has to come together.
I know you caught a lot of cats, bro. Like, I can tell because of the way they do their style and the way they do their form. I know you. Remember, I mentioned to you, did you teach b-boy Worry?
Yes, I taught
Worry. Didn't you?
I taught Worry. I taught Smooth. I taught all these dudes.
See? I knew it. So Rocker can tell and look at styles and can tell who picked up what style from who. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got any last words? I mean, like, you're still going to do the Dollar Jam, right?
Yeah, I'm still doing Dollar Jam. The only thing I have to tell people is that when you have old school guys who have a dispute, don't get involved. Don't get involved. You're here for the dance, not for whatever misunderstanding 2 people have. There's guys out there. There's guys out there talk bad about me. They, you know, whatever. They won't tell me my face, but you know, they'll tell people, "Oh, don't deal with King Up Rock. Don't deal with him. Don't call him King Up Rock. Call him Ralph Casanova. He's no King Up Rock. Whatever you want to say. You met me.
Before I met you, I heard a lot of shit about you, bro. And I even told you that when I met you, bro. As I met you and got to know you, man, nothing like what people talk shit about you. Nothing at all, bro. And I'm a dude, bro. My circle is tight. I don't just let anyone in my circle, bro.
Mhm.
My closies, bro. Nah, bro. You right away, bro. We set it off, man. We
You know,
set it off. You're
but you
brother,
know,
but
when I'm here to teach, educate, and to make people grow, I want people to be better than me because that's going to keep the dance alive. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be just, it's not going to be just like that. I'm sure that cut off.
So do you got any last words for anyone, Rock? Let us know when you come
Any
out with
shout
your
outs,
channel.
Rob?
We will subscribe to you, bro. We
Well,
will subscribe to your channel.
I want to give a big shout out to all my rockers, especially in Russia. It's a big, for the rock, all the BB loves. I'm part of BB Love. All
Yes,
my
you are,
BB
man.
Love
We
brothers
family.
out there who've always helped me out when it comes to dollar jams and stuff like that. There's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of new guys now coming in the scene, appreciate what I've done, and they, especially appreciate that I still could do my thing. And I tell people, listen, man, I'm not here to talk about nobody else, but and that's why I talk about me, because I don't want people to think I'm talking bad about them. Even when I talk good about them, some reason they say, "Oh, you're talking bad about me." I'm like, "Why would I talk bad about you? You didn't do anything to me." So you know what? I just learned to do me, do myself, work with the kids like I always work with, try to do the best I could do for the dance culture, and that's it, and move on. You know, I mean,
Bro, you're Brooklyn history, bro. You're ready to do a movie, bro. I can see you doing a movie for Netflix. You are Brooklyn history because you know everybody who's anybody.
yeah, but you know what? At the end of the day, I know dirt too, but I will never tell the dirt, because to me, that's
Oh, that's a
personal.
no-no, kid.
And you
No,
know
no,
what?
no, no, no.
When as an old school dude, if you're an outlaw, when you used to be down with gangs and stuff, you had to be loyal. And that's what I learned, being loyal.
Take it
I'm
to the
loyal.
grave, bro. Take it
I'm
to the
loyal,
grave.
and I'm just here for dance. That's all I'm here for. You
Yup.
want to go in the boxing world, then you come to the gym. I train you, and I'll show you what's my history in the boxing world. You know, or
Yes,
martial arts.
indeed.
I got my backup on that. You know what I'm saying? But I want people to know that I'm the nicest guy you can ever meet. I maybe was cocky, of course. Anybody's cocky. They want to say they're the best. I'm the best. Whatever. That's because you believe in yourself. If I didn't believe in myself, I wouldn't be the best.
Correct.
But I'm
Correct.
but I'm but I'm never disrespect to nobody. Unless you diss me, then there's an issue because I've never diss nobody. And if I felt like you did something to me and I don't agree with it, I just don't speak to you no more. I kick you out of my circle and I move on and I find better people. But I won't diss nobody. It's not really me. Unless you diss me, I don't want to diss you back. But this is
I
not a
see you
dissing
chilling
thing.
with Ralph McDaniel. There, you got plans going on with him? Anything with him?
Yeah, I'm working on the next Dollar Jam. Hopefully, either September or October. And Joe Patan, and now I got DMC involved from Run DMC. He's going
Uh
to be
huh.
involved, and I got other people coming in. Now people are coming as they see what I do. They say, "Man, you do this for the love of the
Because
culture."
you're for the youth. What I see, it's not about your pockets, bro.
No,
You
I
do
don't make
stuff
money out of
for
it.
the
I don't.
youth.
I make
I
money out of
see
my
what you
job.
do, bro.
You know, all these young kids that I taught doing events. They don't even have me come and DJ or judge. They'll have other people, and I'm like, okay, I don't get mad. When I go to your jam, don't get mad. I call you out. That's all.
How do you feel about the Olympics? Are you planning to go to that?
No, I was supposed to be part of it in the beginning of the whole thing when it first was, starting. All suddenly now, all these big, promoters who do all these big events are part of it, and I'm not part of it no more. So you know what? Listen, I'm there. I'm there to support the dancers. That's all.
But I
Whatever I
think
could.
Clementa's going. Kid Freeze is going, I think.
Well, he should go. I mean, he's like I said, he's the
No,
beast
but
of.
the last time I spoke to him, he said he was trying to get a whole crew together from New York and go
Mhm.
together out there. That was the last talk we had with him.
Yeah, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, they should fly him. They should have him as a judge because like all those power moves those kids gonna be doing are his moves.
Hey,
And they're not my moves. They're not. I invented some moves, but not like him. He's the he's the king of power moves. I'm not gonna take. I can't take. I'm a king of rock, man. And that's me. I'm not the king of breaking. I was good, but I wasn't. There's a whole bunch of dudes better than me. You know.
So let me ask you a question right here. So everything that was done in Battle of the Year, remember when Battle of the Year
Yeah.
came out in Europe?
Yeah.
All that stuff was already done in New York?
Well, Battle of the Year came out. New York was on the. It was dead.
Oh,
Florida,
okay.
Europe, like stuff like that. Those events. Those events. There was no freestyle session when New York, when I started doing dollar jams and stuff. Back to Mecca was when, after Back to Mecca, that London brought Cross One, that he was a b-boy back then. He battled Pookie, El Nino, and then
Mhm.
I think years later he started doing freestyle session. But I was before freestyle session. I was before I think Pro Amps. I was before that, and I was before the other one, the Asia Ones event. You know, and but I to me, I don't care who's come first or who's second, who's third. It's about the more jams, the more the scene's gonna grow.
Yes, exactly. But I
You
want to
know,
see the peace. I want to see everybody unite, man. I want to, you know what I'm saying? I want to see the peace,
if
bro.
there's no scene, there's where b-boys are gonna go and get a platform to do their thing or prove who's the best. There's
Exactly.
nowhere, because nobody's gonna go in the streets in different neighborhoods and we don't know how dangerous it is. Like I'm not gonna walk down Peru looking for rockers, and then I don't know if I'm in a bad neighborhood and I get robbed or something or killed.
Yeah.
Because it's not like New York now. New York is different. New York is not as dangerous as they used to be, unless you on drugs or something. But still, um, the more events and new events are coming out, it's so good for these young kids. They train so hard that they're not in the streets. They're not doing drugs. They're not getting to gangs, and they want now Olympics is coming. That's a great thing. It's the greatest thing for them.
And they got
I
Battle of the Boroughs, right? Battle of the Boroughs is coming, right?
Yeah, Battle of the Birds coming in 2 weeks. I'll be there to support London because I helped him with his first
Whose
Battle of the
event is
Boroughs.
that?
Huh?
Whose event is that?
London from New York City Breakers.
London, New York
Yeah,
City Breakers. Wow.
I did his first Battle of the Boroughs, and I did Back to Mecca for him. I was there for that. I
Yeah.
Okay.
DJ, I DJ and everything for him.
Amazing. All right, Rock. Any final words? Anything you want to tell us about your upcoming Pro to Pass channel, your YouTube channel? Now's
Well,
the
I
time to
guess
go.
I guess when I figure the date, I'll let David Bruce. Maybe we can announce it, and I'm gonna try and announce it on Facebook and Instagram and everywhere, so everybody can come on. I want
Twitch.
to do a falling. I want to do a thing for like Billy Sisa, who passed away, and
Yeah, rest in peace.
also
Billy Dyson.
and
R.I.P.
and also for the girl from Touch of Rock, and certain brothers out there. I'm gonna give them a little, like something for them, and
Mhm.
I think I deserve to do it because they so much support they gave me, you know, and like brothers like you and David Bruce, who also was a big help in my last Dollar Jam, help,
Mhm.
donating money to fight things can happen. I got to say thank you to you guys, because you guys was a big help. I didn't get help from 5,000 friends that I have and asked for $1. Only certain people gave me money. That was it. Out of 5,000 people, I don't
That's
understand,
crazy. As big as the b-boy and b-girl community is, and the rock dance community is, I can't believe that.
because I don't take none of the money. All the money goes into food,
No, I know. I know what
souvenirs.
you do, man. I know
I don't
what you
keep no
do.
money,
I
but
know what you do.
I'm doing the Puerto Rican Day Parade next week. That I'll be doing the 116 parade. I'll be doing
You
the
gonna be
Puerto Rican Day.
DJing on the truck?
Yep, I'm DJing the truck. Yep.
I was just watching the one from Bushwick last night.
Yeah,
The
I'm
one
doing
they
it.
did in Bushwick.
Yeah, I'm doing Bushwick next Sunday. I'm doing
Yeah, I
next
was
Sunday
watching it.
Bushwick.
I swear, it's all on my history of YouTube right now. I was watching all that last night, Puerto Rican parade. I was
Hmm.
watching it.
And then
Bushwick.
July 29th, Mighty Mike has a 80s party. James Brown Get Down. It's a free jam. I'm gonna be playing all the 80s and disco and
Oh,
stuff like
you
that.
gotta
Rock.
record it, bro. You gotta get it live with you, man. Geometry Doomsday or something.
Yeah.
I
So
want to see that.
that's gonna be my, I got a couple of things lined up. I got a jam. Matter of fact, this Thursday I got to do my school's after intern party, like for the teachers who are gonna retire and then everything. I'm DJing for that. And then July 15, I'm doing something with Ralph McDaniels in Queens. We're doing something with some of the guys, Tiny and all of us. We're gonna do some breaking, up rocking, and stuff like that. Popping and stuff.
Man,
And I got, like I said, I'm busy, a little busy. Then I got Colombia, which is gonna be a big. I'm doing to do great things over there and try to help all those guys over there. What doesn't
yeah.
matter what crew they're from, I'm gonna teach them like I teach anybody. So I just want to thank God for just giving me life and being around you guys and around the people I'm around that is so good to me. That's it. Everybody else, hopefully they get to meet me in Mexico and other countries and they get to see what kind of person I am. And hopefully that they just can learn dance. I know it's not about me. It's about me giving something to them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the goal.
Anyway, my battery's got like 9 seconds left. It just dimmed.
All right.
But anyway, man, this was great. And I'm glad we had this discussion, bro, because this is what we need.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get unity, though. We need to get that unity going, man.
Yeah.
All this stuff about who invented hip hop first and New York Ricans weren't there, bro. That's crazy, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that.
There's outlaw movies, right? Documentaries, and you see the dirty ones, or you see the Savage Goals or whatever, and they jam into like music like James Brown and stuff. Baby Hugh, come on, bro. What? That's not soul music. That's not hip hop.
Yeah, well.
And the Puerto Ricans in the basement jamming to this music, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them actually look like they top rocking, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, really? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's unreal. But when it comes to the up rock, I'm gonna have to give it to Brooklyn, bro. That element comes from Brooklyn. That's true. That's facts.
Yeah.
That's facts. And I guess the Bronx was top rock.
Top rock breaking.
Like that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. But shout out to everybody, man. Everybody, man. David, it's on you.
Yeah, I'm free. You just said enough. I'm tired. I'm worn out.
Yeah.
All right, so
it's been a long night, long morning.
Oh.
For me.
Unity, Jack.
I've been up for a long time.
Dollar Bill. You know what I'm saying?
Dollar Bill, we're doing tomorrow. He messaged me on the phone and he apologized. He
Cool.
He fell asleep and he said definitely tomorrow he'll do
Hey,
it. So tomorrow.
What up? You know what I'm saying? Immortal Swift. Jamar, wherever you are, man, you hiding out, Jamar, man. You need to come out that shell, Jamar. Jam City, baby. Where you at? Where you at, Jam City? My brother Teaspoon over there at CT, Mike Schizo, all the fellas over there, Joe Rock. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Died.
All right, peace.
All right, peace.